Idiot.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chemical Reactions. I'm Chuck.
And I'm Ellie.
Shouts to ChemSquad and to the Circle of Death. As always, if you haven't subscribed yet or if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing by clicking the red subscribe button right down below and then picking one of the factions of our subscriber base. So I think you haven't seen Ellie since our Guess a Song challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she agreed to join us on some of our videos a bit more frequently going forward. So we're very happy with that. It's my middle daughter, Ellie, who's also into rap mostly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so hip hop, so a bit like Juliet. So, you know, she has a bit of the same musical taste. But, you know, today we figure let's do School of 90s Rock. And we'll do Faith No More, which is kind of one of those first bands that really started to, you know, mix rap kind of vocals with the more hard rock music. Now, I know what some of you will say, it actually came out in 1989, but the single came out in January of 1990, so it counts. School of 90s Rock, close enough. So the song is Epic, which is probably their most famous song. As always, the link will be in the description below if you want to watch it for yourself.
Anyway, you will never understand it cause it happens too fast. And it feels so good, it's like walking the glass. It's so cool, it's so hip, it's alright. It's so groovy, it's out of sight. You can touch it, smell it, taste it so sweet. But it makes no difference cause it knocks you off your feet. You want it all, but you can't have it. It's crying, lying on the floor, so you lay down on it and you do it some more. You got to share it, so you dare it, then you bear it, and you deserve it. You want it all, but you can't have it. It's in your face, but you can't grab it. Afraid, a lie, a sin, it's magic, it's tragic, it's a loss, it's a win. It's dark, it's noise, it's a bitter pain. It's sad, it happened, and it's a shame. You want it all, but you can't have it. It's in your face, but you can't grab it. What is it? You say, what is it? You say, what is it? You say, what is it?
It's funny. I think it's the first time I actually watched the video. So I've obviously heard the song multiple times. I don't think I'd seen Mike Patton this young. So the lead singer. And it looks a bit like a comedy video so far. I'm getting a lot of like Stevie T vibes. If you don't know who Stevie T is, he's a YouTuber who does like music type stuff. He plays guitar and he's well known for his facial expressions, like things like this. So I'm getting a bit of vibes of that. With he's definitely a bit over the top, but it's pretty interesting. What do you think so far?
I think that it's more like hip-hop vocals, I guess, along with a more rock, like, instrumental piece.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that combination.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so the verses, the pre-chorus, a bit more of the rappy vocals, and then when you get to the chorus, then it gets into the more regular melodic vocals. All right, let's keep it going. There you go, piano. You know what? It just reminded me towards the end. I had heard about the video. I don't. At least I don't remember seeing it until now. But I heard about the video because towards the end we see this fish out of water clearly dying, and that caused some controversy from like PETA and the animals protection group saying, you know what, it's animal cruelty. What'd you think about the video?
It's definitely interesting and I guess a little bit bizarre.
Yeah.
But like it's a good visual to have while listening to a song.
Yeah, it's very 80s, right? It's almost cringily 80s. One of the outfit that Mike Patton is wearing, kind of the big, baggy multicolor shirt, and then the big baggy shorts. That is so 80s. And then visual effects, the lightning does not exactly look realistic.
Yeah, a lot of visual effects.
Yeah. But yeah, clearly they're not taking themselves seriously, right? I think that's what comes out very, very clearly. They're just having fun, I think the one it reminds me of a bit, we'll probably have to do on this channel at some point in the not too distant future, is Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden. Which, do you even know what Soundgarden is?
No idea.
Alright, so it was one of the big Seattle-based grunge bands with Chris Cornell on vocals. So, Chris is probably one of the top 5 best rock vocalists of all time. But
I have no idea who Chris Cornell is.
All right, we'll have to remedy that as well, because clearly he's huge. But he left us way too soon, unfortunately. But anyway, so long story short, so Black Hole Sun has a bit also of this very weird type of visuals, and I think it probably came out like 2 or 3 years after this one, so kind of same era. Might have even influenced this, but and so now that you heard the whole song, what'd you think about the song?
I mean, I guess it's kind of long, but like
it's 5 minutes. If you think that it's 4 minutes and a half. If you think that 4.5 minutes is long, then you're in for a surprise when we get to the longer 15-minute songs, because there are some of those. There's some 20-minute songs, some of which we have on this channel. We did Sons of Winter and Star. That was like a solid 15 minutes. So this is not long.
I liked it. It got kind of repetitive, I guess, but I don't know.
Yeah. Structurally, it's a fairly simple song. It's verse, pre-chorus, chorus.
Yeah.
Verse, pre-chorus, chorus. But they play around enough, Mike Patton is pretty good playing around with his voice, from what is that?
Yeah.
What is this? What is that? So playing around a bit with the tonality of his voice to give it a bit more texture as well. And then he has a great voice. The musicians behind him are awesome as well. The guitar solo is pretty solid.
Yeah.
It's not Eddie Van Halen, but well constructed, works well for the song. You don't know who Eddie Van Halen is, do you?
No.
All right. We have work to do, people. We have some work to do. All right. Let's talk a bit about the lyrics, maybe. Yeah, so the first verse, right, fully rapped. Can you feel it, see it, hear it today? If you can't, then it doesn't matter anyway. You will never understand it because it happens too fast. And it feels so good. It's like walking on glass. It's so cool. It's so hip. It's alright. It's so groovy. It's out of sight. You can touch it, smell it, taste it. So sweet. But it makes no difference because it knocks you off your feet. Yeah, so definitely very rappy type of lyrics. There's like certainly, and again, in the context, right? This was late 80s, early 90s. So this was more of, MC Hammer, Public Enemy, NWA. Probably a bit more based on the Vanilla Ice, MC Hammer than the NWA. But that kind of lyrical structure and the choice of words is also kind of indicative of the period, right? Groovy.
Yeah.
So hip. It's out of sight. It's definitely one of these oldie, expressions. And yeah, it gets into the chorus. You want it all, but you can't have it.
From the first verse, it kind of sounds like he's talking about, drugs. Like how he says, it feels so good. It's like walking on glass.
Mm-hmm.
Like you wouldn't really imagine that walking on glass feels so good, but I guess it kind of talks about how drugs, it feels good, but there's also negative effects of it.
That's a good point. I kind of read it's like walking on glass as if you're walking on a glass floor. But yeah, that's probably what it means. More like walking on broken glass and essentially destroying your feet. Yeah, that's a good point. I think you'll see a lot of metal and hard rock songs are about drugs. So it's usually a good first guess. You say it's either about drug or depression. You probably cover about 80% of hard rock and metal. Yeah, the second verse, right? It's crying, bleeding, lying on the floor, so you lay down on it and you do it some more. You've got to share it, so you dare it. Then you bear it and you tear it. Yeah, it's definitely getting to drugs. And DARE, right? DARE is an organization. What does it stand for again? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so Drug Abuse Resistance Education. So that may be a bit of a wink to that organization as well, having it. All right. Yeah, so interesting lyrics. I think it's a nice little, great sing-along song once you hear it for a few times. You want it all, but you can't have. It's well constructed, 4.5 minutes again for hard rock and metal. It's actually pretty short. All right, so we do this thing on this channel we call Metal Tomatoes, where essentially we give our rating for the song from 0 to 100.
Okay.
Just like Rotten Tomatoes. Mm-hmm. So what's your rating for this song, 0 to 100?
I guess it's kind of hard for me to judge it since I don't really have a lot of experience in rock and metal songs. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's a pretty good song. It's kind of catchy. So I would probably give it maybe 83.
All right. It's a good first experience. Yeah. So this song's a classic. The song aged much better than the video, I gotta say. Mm-hmm. I'll give this a 92. It's a good, solid song. We'll have to do Red Hot Chili Peppers as well at some point. It's kind of a same era. Where's Fate No More from?
I know maybe a couple songs by Red Hot Chili Peppers, Under the Bridge.
Is Fate No More also from LA? Because I know Red Hot Chili Peppers definitely from LA. They definitely have a similar vibe of a bit of the rap vocals as well. So that's gonna be an interesting one to do as well to compare to Fate No More and see what we think. But yeah. So drop us some comments. What do you think about this reaction, and what's your Metal Tomatoes rating for this song, with this performance, for the video, and then as always, any suggestions you may have for us, comment down below. That's where we get all of the songs that we put on this channel come from your comments and your suggestions. So please keep them coming. And thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us. We will see you next time on our next video.